Hello, and welcome to episode 78 of Rivers Arcade Review. My name is Ed. My channel is dedicated to the coin-operated video games of yesteryear. Today I'll be reviewing a random game, Loco-Motion. Loco-Motion was released in 1982 by Konami and licensed to Century. My first time playing this game was on MAME. Loco-Motion is a puzzle-themed game in which you guide a locomotive through a series of movable train tracks in an effort to pick up passengers while waiting at the stations. Unlike other games at the time, you don't control the train, you control the tracks. The track layout is rectangular with smaller squares with different track patterns on them. Each round will have one portion of track layout missing. This missing section allows you to move the pieces around similarly to those small plastic number puzzles. You move the pieces around with the 4-way joystick. You also have a button that will increase the speed of your train to earn more bonus points. The challenge of this game is to keep your train on the tracks and not let it fall off the end of a track or crash into anything. The first run will consist of a 4x4 track layout. The top row will have the third piece missing. Your locomotive will begin on the second square below the gap. This level will consist of 4 different types of track pieces. The first type of piece will be a straight up crossover track. Crossing this type of track will cause your train to move straight through. There will also be one piece that will only allow vertical movement and have stoppers on the sides. The other 2 types of tracks will be the turning tracks. Entering these tracks will cause your train to turn 90 degrees. The direction your train turns will be based on the track you enter. First type will turn your train to the left if you are going upward. These same track formations will turn your train to the right if you are going downward. The second type of turn track will be exactly reversed. These tracks will turn your train to the right if you are going upward and left if you are going downward. In addition to the movable tracks, this level will have 2 turnaround stations on each edge. Each station will have 2 passengers that you need to pick up. You need to cross the center line of the station to pick up the passengers. Occasionally, one of the stations will display a bonus timer. This timer will display a random number that will immediately begin counting down. Entering the station will award you bonus points equal to the number on display as you cross the center line of the station. If the timer runs out, a crazy train will exit from the station. This train will continuously follow the track, and if it hits the end of a track, it will reverse harmlessly, although if 2 crazy trains hit each other, they will both be destroyed. If you hit the crazy train, it will cause the loss of a life. If the playfield has the maximum number of crazy trains and the timer runs out, the station will be destroyed and any passengers in the station will disappear. When the station is destroyed, it will become a track blocker and hitting it will also cause the loss of a life. Once all passengers are collected or disappear when the stations are destroyed, the level will end. The second level will consist of a larger track layout. This layout will have 5 tiles across with 4 tiles high. This level will have 2 new track pieces that have stops on them. One track piece will have a track that goes sideways only and stoppers at the top and bottom, and the other will have a left turn when going up and stops at the top and right sides. This layout will also have 2 stations on each side, although the far right column will have stops at the top and bottom. The third level will consist of an even larger layout consisting of 6 tiles across and 4 tiles high. This layout will have 3 stations on the top and bottom and 2 on both sides. In addition to the 2 tiles with the stops from the previous level, there will be a tile with stops on the bottom and left, and the track will turn right if you are moving down. In addition to the new track tiles, this level will begin with a crazy train. The 4th level will consist of a vertical layout of track tiles. This layout will have 4 tiles across and 5 tiles high. This layout will also have 4 tiles that have stops on them. This level will have 2 stations on all sides, although the bottom row will have stops on either side. Once again, this level will begin with a crazy train. The 5th level will be another vertical layout consisting of 5 tiles across and 6 tiles high. This level will have 2 stations at the top and bottom and 3 stations on the side, and the far right column will have stoppers on the top and bottom. This layout will also have 9 tiles that have stops on them. Just like level 4, this level will begin with a crazy train. The 6th level consists of a 5x5 grid of track tiles. There will be 2 stations on each wall and will have stoppers at the top and bottom of the far right columns and stoppers at the bottom left and right. This level will only have 5 tiles with stops on them and only 1 crazy train. Level 7 will consist of 6 tiles across and 5 tiles high. Once again, there are 3 stations at the top and bottom and 2 stations to the left and right and stoppers at the bottom left and right. This level will contain 9 tiles with stops on them and there will be 2 crazy trains at the beginning of this level. In addition to everything else on this level, there is a new track tile to introduce. This track is a multiple directional track. In addition to being a normal crossover track, each end will also have two other directions that the train can turn. Each side will have three possible options for the train to turn in each direction. You are not able to choose the direction, although the computer seems to choose the longest safe path for your train. Level 8 consists of a 6x6 tile formation with 3 stations on each side of the playfield. There will also be 12 track tiles with stoppers on them. This level will also begin with 2 crazy trains. After level 8, the track patterns will repeat from the first layout, although there will be extra stopper tracks and crazy trains. In addition to avoiding other enemies, you need to avoid leaving your train in an endless loop because a loop sweeper will appear. The loop sweeper looks like a large spark that will follow your train and it will destroy it if it contacts you. Once the loop sweeper appears, it cannot be destroyed and you must break the loop, although the sweeper will continue to move through the tracks similarly to a crazy train, only faster. Scoring for the game is as follows. You'll earn 10 points each time your train crosses a track tile, 100 points for collecting passengers, 150 points for crossing the multi-directional track. You will earn 1,000 points for clearing each level, and 5,000 points if you collect all passengers before clearing the level. The bonus points for the bonus station timer will begin at a random number each time. A few tips for playing this game include the following. The path of the track that is safely connected will be highlighted in yellow. You can use this to see how far your train can travel safely. If you have a long track highlighted, you can use the speed button to move faster to collect the passengers. Using the speed button will increase your speed, although just like a regular train, it takes some time to speed up as well as slow down, so you need to keep this in mind when using the speed button. You should also collect the bonuses on early levels because it is easier to maneuver the tracks, although if the timer counter is getting low, it is best to ignore it because if it runs out, you can easily crash into a crazy train. You're also able to move the track tiles while your train is on them so you can line up a new path or keep the crazy trains away from you. I enjoyed playing this game and recommend playing it whether you could find it in an arcade setting or on an emulator. I like this game more than Fire Trap, but not as much as Zyzex, so Loco-Motion rolls into the 59th position overall. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any games you'd like me to review, please leave a message below or on my homepage. Please remember to hit like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned to new videos every Wednesday and Sunday.